Hello friends, welcome you all once again in lecture series Machining Science and Machine Tool. I am Amit Tiwari, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vyar University, Jaipur. Today is the fourth lecture and the topic is cutting tool and chip breaker. So let's start. So the today objective of this lecture is to find out the geometry of a single point cutting tool, and now we're discussing about some in detail portion of cutting geometry of the single point cutting tool. What type of geometry we have while doing we know the understand the basic fundamentals of single point cutting tool. And the second is to find out effect of the cutting parameter, their effect on material. So we basically find out the some basic what are the effect of cutting parameter on the material and how we can find out the good machinability. So with this we will discussing this today lecture. Outcomes of today lecture is to find out that is we can understand the cutting parameters and the workpiece which is related to the for making the chip formation. So what are the effect of the cutting parameter on the workpiece? You will be understand after end of the session, and whenever you will perform any machining operation in your practical work or as a experimental work, then you will be it will help to you to understand for how we can make or we can generate the good machinability or the good surface quality obtained. For this, we can understand with the help of this lecture. Second is to understand the various tool elements in single point cutting tool. Basically, we can also understand the various tool elements, geometries, and after that you will be able to understand why these geometry and elements are very important in single point cutting tool. So let's start at the first section, that is the various angles of a single point cutting tool I mentioned in the diagram. That is some sections are divided into the single portions, and we will elaborate this type of portion, that is the cut section of a single point cutting tool where the various geometries are mentioned in this area. So you can find out you can find out the cutting edges, noise angle, side cutting edge angle, back deck angle, and various nose radiuses. All are the some geometries of single point cutting tool. And what are the effect of and why it is very important, we will be understand later. So first of all, understand what geometry and nomenclatures are in the form of a single point cutting tool. This is you can see this is a neck portion. The base of this you can see this is the bottom side. This section are covered from the neck, and this section is covered by the flank. This is the top portion of the single point cutting tool. This is the top section of a single point. This is the front section. This is a side view of a single point cutting tool. So basically, what happened in this diagram? You can see here this shank portion is basically known as the body of single point cutting tool, and this is the front face where the chip slide to with and the face of the cutting tool. With the help of this, you will be easily cut the material because this is a cutting edge. You can see this is a cutting edge of the tool. Must be reminded that in a cutting tool you will be just make a sharp edge, or if you think that without the sharp edge you will achieve the good surface finishing, it will be not achieved, because you will know that I'm just giving the example in the first lecture. It is if you want to cut the apple, then you require the sharp edge of the knife. So obviously this fundamental are also based on this principle, that is to cut the material of a piece you must be know that the surface finishing or sharpening of the tool material is very important. So basically this type of phenomena it is required for the good machinability. At the other end, we can say that the front portion, you can see in this diagram the leap angle. This is a leap angle. It is related to the if how much amount of a tool cutting edge of the tool is wear. So we can calculate by the leap angle, and you can identify the initial portion before starting the material or after end of the machining. You will just comparison to each other the what are the drawbacks you will find out, or what are the effect you have to find out during the machinability. So the cutting edge is most important, and you will calculate the wear rate with the help of the leap angle, because leap angle if decreasing, that means the material will be decreased, and we need to replacement of the cutting tool for making the good surface finishing. So in the side cutting edge, you can see here these are the height and these are the width portion, or we can say that side relief angle are here to shown on the with the cutting edge and sliding over the surface of workpiece material. With the respectively, they are the side drag angle also here mentioned this smalling section. We must be reminded that during the machinability or during the machining operation, the rake angle will be positive, and we want to larger the rake angle. Whenever if we take the larger the rake angle, that means our machining operation will be successfully, or we can say this is the appropriate machining will done. So the rake angle role is basically to decide that the direction of the cutting tool is good, or it will be direction of the machinability will be perfect. With the help of this, we can understand the phenomena of a cutting, formation of a metal forming. That is the plastic deformation when the occur, and we cannot that the rake angle decrease or small, or it will negative, then the discontinuous chip will be occur, and this is the disadvantages of our machinability. So with the help of this, we will reduce the number of uh, that means the number of wearing of cutting tool edges. So with the help of increasing the number of rack angle, and positive with the rack angle will be positive the surface finishing occur. The second is the tool angle. Tool angle basically what is tool angle? Side cutting edge angle. Side cutting edge angle is defined as it is the angle between the side cutting edge and the side of the tool shank. Side cutting edge angle, it indicates that the difference between, or we can say it is an angle between the side cutting edge and the side of the tool shank. Basically, you can see in this diagram, side cutting edge are mentioned the side cutting edge and the side of the tool shank. Tool shank is equal to the tool shank. So we can say that it's a side cutting edge angle. And it is also known as the complementary angle, which we can approach angle, which generally we say in the competitive examination or interview, if someone will ask to you that what is the approach angle in the single point cutting tool, and you can also say the same diagram or prefer the side cutting edge angle. Because there is a difference between the side cutting edge and the side cutting tool shank. So this angle prevent basically the interference, the tool entire the workpiece, and the satisfactory value of the angle cutting side cutting angle is to 15 degree to 30 degree for the general machining purpose. So basically what happened during the machinability, the 15 to 30 degree of we required generally for machining, and with the help of this, if the minimum without if we goes to decreasing below the 15 degree and increasing more than the 30 degree, it will be generated some irregular softness, or which is not required for our good machinability, or it will give the negative rack angle. So with the help of this, if we conduct this experiment between the 15 degree to 30 degree, putting the angle during the machinability, it will find out the good machinability of the operation. So the second thing is that end cutting edge angle. End cutting edge angle is defined as the angle between the end cutting edge and the line normal to the tool shank. That is the angle between the end cutting edge and a line normal to the tool shank. And this angle provide a clearance or relief to the trial end of the cutting edge, and to prevent the rubbing or drag between the machining surface and the trial part of the cutting edge. Just you can see in the diagram, I am just mentioning here to with the diagram, with the help of this diagram, you can find out the as end cutting edge angle. This is the end cutting edge angle you can see in this at this section. So it is the difference between the end cutting edge and the line normal to the tool shank, the line normal to the tool shank. This is the difference between the, we can say, the end cutting edge angle are performed. So what happen if the end cutting edge angle is below the 8 degree and above the 15 degree, because the satisfactory, we can say this is the satisfactory angle found, and as some scientific we will calculate the 8 degree to 15 degree is sufficient, or in between you, if you selected this type of degree and the above degree, you will about the good machinability, or you will be find that good surface finishing at that standard angle which you selected for the boring and the tooling turning tool. Next is the side relief angle. That is, it is the angle between the portion of a side flank immediately below the side cutting edge and a line perpendicular to the base of the tool, and measured at right angle to the side flank. that is the side relief angle. It is the angle between the portion of the side flank immediately. The side flank immediately, which is below the side cutting edge and the line perpendicular to the base of the tool, and the measure the right angle to the side crank. So this is called the side relief angle. Fourth one is end relief angle. It is an angle between the portion of the end flank immediately and below the end cutting edge and the line perpendicular to the base of the tool and the measure at the right angle to the end flank. The definition of the side relief angle and the end relief angle all are same, but there some difference between that is when we use the side cutting edge at the time of end cutting edge, we will put the end at the end of the or middle section when you flank are used generally. So these are some differences, and the side and the relief angle are just provided so that the flank of the tool clear the workpiece surface and there is no rubbing action between the two. So it indicates that if the range of this turning is up to 5 degree or to 15 degree in between them, we will be provide a good machinability or good surface index. That is, we can say that there is a satisfactory finishing we achieve. Second one is to small relief angle are necessary to give strength to the cutting edge and when machining hard and strong material. That is, a small relief angle are necessary to give strength to the cutting edge when the machining hard and strong materials, which will be find out that whenever you find out good high strength, we require to cut the material before the if we do not check the material is before the using. So this all are the fundamentals we generally used for preventing the tool wear material or a tool increasing the tool life with the checking of this type of problems where before identify if machinability start. That means we indicate that the stronger the material of a workpiece, it will difficult to cut with the help of tool. But the stronger of the tool material, it will easy to cut the material of the workpiece. Third is the tools which increase the value of relief angle, pretend and cut with the workpiece material more efficiently, and this reduce the cutting forces. Obviously, it is basically what happens that the tool which increase the value of the relief angle and pretended with the cut of the workpiece material, because the tool angle will and relief angle is decided to that the workpiece material is cut easily, and it is reducing the some cutting forces, because the cutting forces it generally occur in very high quantity. That means it will increase in the compressive strength, and the compressive strength will internally crack are generated, and the rest of money there will be chance that sometimes the tool will be break or internally. So this problem avoiding, for that we use for the relief angle for pretend and to cut the material easily. Second one is the back rack angle. That is the angle between the face of the tool and a line parallel to the base of the tool and measured in a plane perpendicular to the side cutting edge. I repeat again, it is the angle between the face of the tool and the line parallel to the base of the tool and measure in a parallel perpendicular that through the side cutting edges. So that's we can say is a back rack angle. It is supporting angle which we can face the tool. We can say the formation of chip will be continuous and prevent the service life of the tool, prevent the service life of the workpiece, and generate the continuous chip formation with the help of this angle. So the side rack angle is the angle between the tool face and the line parallel to the base of the tool. Basically what happens in the side cutting edge, the angle between the tool face and the line parallel to the base of the tool and measure in a plane perpendicular to the base and the side cutting edge. And we can say that the angle between the slope of the face of the tool from the cutting edge. So basically what happens, just we can learn the more of the more type of angles in the tool geometry. So each and every angle is used for as a special purpose, and the role play to prevent the workpiece, to prevent the tool material or to formation of the continuous chip. With the help of this geometry, we will understand that each and every angle, and during the machinability, you must be reminded that each and every face or cutting edge are responsible for removing the material from the surface and as well as to destroy the material of a tool as well as, because we know that the most of the machining time that the material is more harder, workpiece material is more harder than the tool material. At that time the material will be not easily removed, so we can continuously doing the machining at the same time, but what happened that the tool will continuously be wear, and due to the wearing of the tool, that surface finishing is not properly we find out in the satisfactory level. We are not judgment by the surface finishing, and we can touch the surface of the workpiece, and you can find a more roughness, which is not a requirement of a good machinability. So whenever you find a good machinability, it must be able that the cutting tool will be more, and the cutting edges of cutting tool will be sharp, and it easily to cut the material, because whenever the cutting speed is high and the cutting edge of the tool is will be sharp, it will easy to understand to cut the material from the workpiece. Now the tool cutting at a different rack angle, that is I mentioned the diagram, that is A portion we can indicate that a zero rack angle, and B indicate that the negative rack angle. What is negative rack angle? What is the zero rack angle? Now discussing in detail. You can see in this diagram, this is the workpiece here, and tool are starting to start the cut from the workpiece and remove the material from the form of chip. So the chip formation, you can see here, this chip formation is this perpendicular and sliding over the face of the tool, and with it easily shaped structure or rectangular formation are generated on the formation of chip. So this indicate that rake angle of the tool is zero and it positive. Also we can say it is required for the good machinability. So if we can see in the diagram B, that is the negative rake angle. Why it is called negative rake angle? Because during the machinability or removing the metal from the workpiece, that is the formation of chip are continuous, but you can say the structure of the chip are not as the mentioned in the diagram A. So this is called the negative rake angle. With the help of negative rake angle, we do not required for this type of a machinability operation. So you can also see in the gap between the chip and the tool, you can see this is a very large gap, this is a small gap, because due to this gap, rake face are very small. If the rake face are very small, that means the chip are not the formation very number of we can say that machinability occur. So whenever the chip face is very small and the chip angle is small, it will goes to negative, and it's not required for good find out a good surface finishing. Whenever you find out some the help of some instrument or to check the some quality material when the formation of chip, it will be not appropriate and you are not satisfied with them. So we just increasing the rake angle. So we required in the machining the increase the rake angle, positive rake angle, where due to expect that we will generate the continuous chip formation, and this is a requirement of a good machinability. In the seventh section, that is become the clearance angle. What is clearance? This is the angle between the machine surface and underside of the tool called the flank face. So it is the angle between the machine surface and underside of the tool called the flank face. The clearance angle is provided such that the tool will not prep the machine surface, that's polishing the surface and increasing the cutting forces. A very large clearance angle reduces the strength of the tool chip lens. We can say that normally as an angle of the order of 5 degree to 6 degree is used. So these all are some certain type of angle are required for a special purpose. We can say that to reduce the strength of the tube lip. So for preventing that 5 degree to 6 degree be required, and between the we can find out the good machinability, or it will be achievable. So below the 5 degree and above the 6 degree, it is not required. It is just a sign of negative, and we increasing the surface reference. So with that aspect of which we can respect to the workpiece material, the tool angle is 5 degree to 6 degree of clearance angle. For that we will be prevent the material or easily pick up the material from the workpiece. What is nose angle? It is the angle between the side cutting edge and the end cutting edge. So the between the side cutting edge and the end cutting edge angle are basically known as the nose angle, and the nose radius is provided to remove the flagrix corner of the tool. So the purpose of the tool nose radius is to remove the flagrant corner of the tool. It increases the tool life and improve the surface finishing. To larger nose radius will induce the chatter. That is also important. Why I am saying the larger the nose radius, larger the rake angle, it will have to increase in the tool life and increasing the surface quality. because the surface quality is not improved. Whenever you make a product and the surface quality of that is not improved or not appropriated, and during the testing department, during the testing machining, will observe that the conditions are not as fit. This is a formation of a good material, then it will reject it from that time. And with the expected lot of loss of money, loss of power, and loss of material. So for preventing this type of problem, we must be reminded that the tool angle is very important, and in the respect to the nose angle especially, because the nose angle is responsible to provide or to prevent the corner of the tool to without with the decreasing the reducing the material, or we can say the increasing the tool life and improving the surface roughness. So basically, what happened during the machinability, you will remind that in single point cutting tool, first of all, check all the types of tool, and if we identify during the machining that before starting the machining, you will first check the structure of the single point cutting tool, and after the machining operation, you just again check the structure of the single point cutting tool, and comparison to each other before and after, you will find out that some difference are you've seen in the structure. Because during the machinability, what happens, some metals are removed and some metals are we can say the remove the material of as well as the tool also, and the cutting edge also been resharp is a requirement. So with this the career, all angles are very important to each other, with the help of prevent the life of cutting tool, and as well we can improve the surface roughness, surface finishing. Now, in the case of the chip for controller, why it is used for the chip controller? Basically, the control and the disposal of chip in high speed production turning it important to protect both the operator and the tool. The tool and the reveal like continuous chip that curl around the cutting roll as a sharp edge and can conflict it with the pen field and dangerous cuts. It should never be handled with the bare hands. Frying rack should be used to drag it away from the work zone of the machine. So the used procedure to avoid the formation of the continuous chip, it will be break the chip interference mentally with the chip breaker. So what happens generally in this section, the controlling of the discontinuous controlling of the discontinuous of the formation the continuous chip, because the requirement is because generally we require the machining operation during the machining operation requirement of continuous chip formation. We do not want to the discontinuous chip, because I am just already told you in the previous lecture, that is lecture number third, that is the requirement of continuous chip rather than to generate the brittle discontinuous chip. But the selection of the material is the most important for generation of this type of chip. Generally, what happens, the ductile material is responsible to prepare the continuous chip, and brittle metal is responsible to generate the discontinuous chip. But the difference are that if we use the more ductile material, it will be harder and it not provide a good surface finishing. But in case of we can say that the continuous chip formation, ductile material is good for that. But rather than we can say that if we use the material for duct metal to machining purpose, and at the time the chip formation is built up, the chip, or we can say that discontinuous chip will be occur or generated at the surface of tool. But it indicates that if you use the brittle material, definitely we will find out the good material finishing. So these are the difference between the ductile material and the brittle material, to what type of material you will select it for that. So you must be, it is also depending on the some cutting parameter. Chip formation, it is also depending upon some cutting parameter also. It is not depending on the fully on the material, it is also depending on cutting parameter, like spindle speed, depth of cut, feed rate, all are the responsible to generate the continuous chip, discontinuous build up chip. So you can see in this diagram, this is the portion we can see in the section B. This is a tool and this is a chip breaker we are fixed on the surface of the tool. So during the, this is the rake angle, larger the rake angle, you can, this is the larger the rake angle will provide a good machinability. So what happened that during the machining time, you if you till this tool, and you can see this our section, our chip breaker is hold on the surface of the tool, and during the machining operation, during the metal cutting, the tool will remove the workpiece and the formation of chip, and this formation of chip will not break, because with the help of the chip breaker we stop the discontinuous chip formation. So this is a after we can say this is after generation of the chip, and this is a before we use the chip breaker, the generation of chip like this in the dotted diagram. So we required this type of chip. So for that, if it is not achieved by the single point cutting tool easily, so we will put the chip breaker tool on the surface of the tool material, tool cutting tool, and we can find out with the after experiment that you will achieve the good surface finishing, and as well as wear the reducing the wear of tool life, and cutting edges will be remain same as the starting portion we can have. So these all are the section basically we covered during the chip formation, and the chip formation is just not only to reducing the help of a tool material, but as well as the chip as well, the build up chip increase with the high temperature generation reason occur due to the more frictional forces are occurring in the interface between the chip and the tool, or we can say that more depth of cut will increasing. So this with the increasing depth of cut, the chip formation are very thick, and it is not required because due to the more increase in the compressibility, more increase in the friction between the chip and the tool, it will generate the build up chip, or we can say that discontinuous chip. So both are not required for the good machinability. We require only the continuous chip formation. It will that we select the different ductile material for that, and the ductile material have some disadvantages because it will not provide a one first timely good surface finishing. So for that we require the good surface finishing. We must be select the appropriate cutting parameter, which is also responsible for maintaining the tool life and the formation of the continuous chip. So in the diagram A, what happened that is show the schematic illustration of the action of the chip breaker, and the chip breaker decrease the radius of curvature of the chip. Obviously, you can see in the diagram the chip breaker will decrease the radius of curvature from the formation of chip. The before putting the chip breaker, the radius formation is like that, and after the putting of chip breaker, the chip formation like this. So these are the difference between the before and after. You can see in this diagram that the how much difference are you can see. This is going to be required, and this was generated before the chip breaker put up in the surface of tool. So what happened basically, it is a good phenomena, or we decrease the radius of curvature with the help of a chip breaker also. And the figure B is showed that the chip breaker clamp on the rack surface of the cutting tool. You can see in this diagram the B point, we can say that clamp chip breaker is uh, attached with the tool face, and chip clamp are available on the surface of the tool. And during the machinability, what happened, some more the rack angle we are having, and larger the rack angle or positive rack angle, it will increase in the surface quality of tool, and we can surface quality of workpiece also. So the wide variety of the cutting tool and the inserted with the chip breaker features are available. Some features are available here. That is, we can say that with the software of work material, as we can commercially pure aluminum and copper or chip breaker are generally not for effective, and the remedies is usually to process the process parameter. Generally, what happens in the we can say the software material are as aluminum and copper. If we use the aluminum and copper for the work material, and there is no requirement of a chip breaker for because it is affected for it is not more affected in the surface of tool wear, because the tool parameter if we changes, and if we increasing or decreasing the some each and one parameter of the cutting parameters, so it will easily happening to remove the material from the surface of aluminum and copper easily, and to provide a good machinability or provide a good surface life or provide a good surface finishing on the of the product. So these all are the happening. These all are the important part to we understand that during the machinability, or during the metal cutting, the chip formation, or if the chip formation is not an appropriate as we discussed in the lecture today, that is we require some chip breaker instrument for that. So the light indicates that in interpret cutting operation such as the milling, chip breaker are generally not necessary, since the chip already have a finite length due to the intermittent nature of the operation. So if we get in the terms of cutting operations such as the milling, if you are doing milling operation of the milling machine, then the chip breaker are not generally used. or not it is required, because at the time of the formation of chip is generally the build-up not a continuous chip will be generated at the time. And what happened is with the help of chip breaker, you just prevent the tool life or to save the material of workpiece. Basically, the option of the other two basic use of the chip breaker is to stop the chip breaking and continuous formation of chip, and as well as to prevent the tool surface life with the high temperature or reason occur on the surface of chip interference tool between them. So these are the basic structure I am discussing here to formation. So I hope you understand what is the concept of a chip controller and why chip breaker is used for this. Because generally these are the happening most of the time the material brittle material we used this condition will be continuously occur. To prevent this, we use such type of tool that is chip breaker on the surface of the tool for removing the for reducing the quantity of the chip discontinuous chip formation. So it is just like a example, and whenever you are doing machining, is depending on the machining parameter, depending on the vibration generated, depending on the tool and your coolant used for that particular operation. What type of coolant we use for this? It is responsible for generation of the chip continuous build up chip. So with that expecting, you must be aware that during the machinability, first of all check the workpiece material, their mechanical properties, their physical properties. After that, you will select the material for appropriate cutting, that is a cutting tool material, which is more harder than the workpiece material, and check the once again the mechanical property, physical property once again before starting the operation, as well as you check the before the structure of the cutting tool and the structure of the workpiece, and after the cutting that you will check the again the structure of tool, that is a cutting tool, and the workpiece material, and you will compare with them to each other. You will find that definitely you can find the differences between them because during the cutting you find out that some material will be removed on the surface of the tool, also some cracks and some we can say some finishing will be reduced, some sharpness will be reduced on the surface of tool. So these all are happening depending on also the time. If you use the machining time, that is we can say that continuously mass production you will doing, and on the production on the machine, that is 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, it will depending on also that to produce the continuous chip. What it be required to maintain the chip controller. Now the some cutting parameters are also the main important role played during the metal cut. With the help of this cutting parameter, you will be easily to cut out provide a desired shape with the cutting speed. So cutting speed, depth of cut, and speed are the other three cutting parameters. The first is cutting speed, that is defined as the speed at which the work moves concern the tool, usually measured in feet per minute. That is, the cutting speed is defined as the speed at which the work moves concerning the tool, usually measured in feet per minute, and the cutting speed expressed in the FPM, that is the feet per minute, but must be confused with the spindle speed of the lathe, which is expressed in the RPM, that is the revolution per minute. So the cutting speed and the spindle speed are different, and if you use the cutting speed, then it expressed in the term of the feet per minute, and if we use the spindle speed, then it will express in the term of revolution per minute. What are difference to each other? Okay, so to obtain the uniform cutting speed, the lathe spindle must be revolving faster for workpiece of a small diameter and slower for workpiece of the larger diameter. So in case if you use the spindle speed on working on the lathe machine, you must be revolving that the faster of the workpiece of the small diameter and slower for the workpiece of the larger the diameter. So the proper cutting speed for a given job, we can set a proper cutting speed of a given job depending upon the hardness of the tool material being machined. So the material of the tool bit and how much feet and the depth of cut is required. The cutting speed for the metal are usually expressed in surface feet per minute and measure on the circumference of the workpiece. That is, we decided that the cutting speed, why important. If we increase the cutting speed, it will definitely will increasing the machinability and will achieve the good surface finishing with increasing the cutting speed. But this diagram show that if we, this is the original diagram of or initial diagram stage of the workpiece, and after the machining operation we can find that the smallest diagram which is done by the machining. Okay, so we tried this are the direction of the feed rate. These are the tool. These are the workpiece, and the direction of feeding is that right to left direction. And you can, this is the depth of cut. These are the depth of cut are if we having the doing are taken for remove the material of excess amount. So after that it will be convert the small diameter, and if we give the larger the depth of cut, we will remove the larger the material, and after that you will find out this shape. So these are some examples I am showing you to principle of the metal machining. So with the help of this diagram, you can understand that the cutting speed why is important. Why cutting is important? Because with the increasing the cutting speed, it will be chances that the metal will be removed very large and its fast speed, as well as we can the good machining surface will be occur on the surface of the workpiece. So that the cutting speed calculation is cutting speed is the speed at which the metal is removed by the cutting tool from the workpiece. In the case of lathe machine, cutting speed in the principal speed of the work passed from the cutting tool. It expressed in the meter per minute or mm per minute. So basically, the cutting speed will be calculated by the formula that is V is equal to pi d n divided by 60 into 1000 mm per minute, where d is the diameter of the workpiece in mm and n is the RPM of the workpiece in revolution per minute. So the cutting speed is depending on the some following factor. Basically, that first is the tool material. So tool material is the most important to identify. I'm just told you one many times. And once again that before starting the machining, first of all you check the material of the workpiece, and after that you will select the material of the tool, because the tool material is much more harder than the, if you increase in the cutting speed and the tool material is not harder than the workpiece, it will be very difficult to cut that type of material, and the cutting speed will reduce with the that we can increase the surface roughness and do not find the satisfactory surface finishing. So for that the material tool material is the most important. Work material is also important because I'm just giving some example. Now depth of cut, if you increase the depth of cut, it must be that the thickness of the chip will be more, and the smaller the rake angle. That is the indicate that also it is not a good surface finishing will occur or achieved by the increasing the depth of cut. So with decreasing the material property, we know that only the standard parameter we use will not required and randomly, because excess removal of material with the wastage of material and wastage of money, wastage of power, wastage of we can say that the tool property or tool life. So for preventing this, it will be very helpful to understand the tool depth of cut. Tool geometry, I am just already discussing today lecture. The tool geometry, every tool, even each and every tool are important, but in that the rake angle, basically the rake angle indicates if the larger the rake angle and larger the cut, we can say the positive the rake angle, that is indicate the good machinability, and we can find the surface finishing will be smoothly or sharp in nature. The last surface quality required. Surface quality required after we checking the surface tester, the surface quality of workpiece before and surface quality of machining after that. We will check the help of a tester, surface roughness tester, and you can find out the reading of RA. That RA did indicate the surface roughness, and after that you will be decided which cutting parameter is much more responsible for increasing the surface roughness. So you should reduce this type of parameter for reducing the surface roughness and increasing the surface quality of the workpiece. Second one is feed rate. That is, the feed rate is defined as the distance the tool travel during the one revolution of the part. That is cutting speed and the feed rate determine the surface finishing power requirement and the material removal rate. So that is the feed rate is increasing with the increasing of surface. We can say that the cutting speed definitely we can find out the good machinability. But if it increasing the feed rate and increasing the depth of cut, it will reduce the surface roughness, or it will increase the much more timing, and the more amount of the chip will be removed with the high thickness, which is not required for machinability. So for the good surface finishing, the feed rate is must be important. Cutting speed and feed rate are both are responsible for surface finishing and the power requirement or saving the material. Another one is the depth of cut. The depth of cut is the distance that the tool bit moves into the work, usually measured in the thousandth of inch or the millimeter. Generally, machine the particles it can use as a depth of cut and up to 5 times at the rate of feed, and such as the roughness, the cutting stainless steel using of the feed of 0.020 inches per revolution and depth of cut of 0.100 inches, which will reduce the diameter of the 0.200 inches. And if chatter mark or noise that is developed and reducing the depth of the cut, it is a total amount of the metal removal as per the passing of the cutting tool. It will be expressed in the mm, it is millimeter. It can vary depending upon the types of the tool and the work material. Mathematically, it is the half of the difference of a diameter. Depth of cut T is equal to D minus D, capital D minus D divided by 2 in mm, where the D is capital D is indicate the outer diameter in mm, and small d is indicated the inner diameter in mm. So now is the time to just giving the answer of some multiple choice question on the basis of this today lecture. So the first question is the angle between the rake face and the plane perpendicular to rake face is known as, the options are side rake angle, B side relief angle, C end relief angle, and D back rake angle. So the correct answer of this question is A side rake angle is the angle between the rake face and the plane perpendicular to the rake face. Second is angle between the rake face plane of tool and a perpendicular line drawn from the cutting to point to base of the tool is known as, options are side rake angle, B side relief angle, C end relief angle, and D back rake angle. So the correct answer of this question is B side relief angle is the angle between the rake face flank of the tool and the perpendicular, the line drawn from the cutting point to base of the tool. Third question is angle between the cutting edge and the axis of the tool is known as, the options are A side rake angle, B side relief angle, C end cutting edge angle, and D back rake angle. So the answer of the question is C end cutting edge angle is the angle between the end cutting edge and the axis of the tool. We can say the end cutting edge angle. Fourth question is angle between the side cutting edge and end cutting edge angle in the tool surface plane of the tool. So the options are side rake angle, side relief angle, side cutting edge angle, and nose angle. So the correct answer of this question is D. Nose rake angle is the angle between the side cutting edge and the end cutting edge in the top surface point plane of the tool. Fifth is for large positive rake angle, tool will be, the options are weaker, B stronger, C smoother, and D harder. So we can say that the larger the rake angle, we don't ask about the rake angle. We ask in the question the back rake angle. If positive, then it will indicate that the weaker the surface or weaker the material or weaker the tool will be more. Six is for larger negative back angle, tool will be, options are weaker, B stronger, smoother, and harder. So the answer of this question is B. It is stronger. If the larger the negative back rake angle, the tool will be stronger. Which of the following will give the larger the friction during the chip flow? So A is positive back rake angle, B negative back rake angle, C zero back rake angle, and D sleep, it is small sleep angle. So the correct answer to this question is B. Negative back rake angle tool is the will give the larger friction during the chip flow. Eighth question is horizontal force exerted by tool on workpiece is known as, that is the first option is cutting force, B frictional resistance, C backing up force, D shear force, and the correct answer of this question is A. It is cutting force. Ninth question is metal resistance to shear during chip formation is known as A. Cutting force, B. Frictional resistance. C. Backing of force. D. Shear force. And the correct answer of this question is D. Shear force is the metal resistance to shear during the chip formation. It's known as shear force. The last question is 10th. Force exerted by tool on chip normal to the tool face is known as, the options are cutting force, B. Frictional resistance, C. Backing of force, and D. Shear force. So the correct answer of this question is B. Frictional resistance force. Basically, we can say that the force exerted by the tool on chip normal to the tool face is known as frictional resistance. So at the end of the lecture, I'm preferring suggest you some textbooks for giving the knowledge of machine science and machine tool subject, and you will be prepared this book to understand the tool geometry and the cut chip breaker or cut chip continuous chip formation, or we can understand how we can achieve the good machinability. So this all are the some standard books here. The modern machine process authored by P.C. Pandey and H.S. Shah with the Tata McGill publisher. Second is machine tool design. If you want to understand the tool geometry in detail and how to design the tool material, so prepare the N.K. Mehta book and the Tata McGill Hill publisher. Third is the production engineering services by P.C. Pandey and C.K. Singh, standard publisher limited. The fourth is the manufacturing technology by R.K. Rajput at Lakshmi Publication and manufacturing technology by P.N. Rao, Tata McGill Publication. So I hope you enjoyed the lecture and if you need doubt, any query, you will be drop me mail on my email ID amit.tiwari@mygyanware.com, and you will be contact me on my mobile number at 690319448. I hope you enjoyed today's lecture. Thank you so much for listening patiently for this lecture. If whenever you have any query, you will drop me mail. Thank you so much. Thank you for my questions.